All right, beautiful people. Today is our last day on dividing fractions. So we're going to talk about what do we do to divide fractions in mixed numbers. So this is kind of like when we multiplied fractions in mixed numbers, but now we're dividing them. So I'm going to remind myself that a mixed number, okay, is a number that has a whole number and a fraction component. A number, okay, a whole number and a fraction component. So an example of a mixed number is like 3.5, 2 1/3, and 5 7/8. Okay, all these are examples because look, they've got a whole number and a fraction. Whole number and a fraction. Okay, and then improper fractions. As a reminder, improper fractions are the fraction version of mixed numbers. Okay, and you don't have to have both of these definitions, or you don't have to have them all the way. You could just have examples for these because these are things that we've defined before, but it is good to have the examples. So an example of an improper fraction, 3.5 is going to be 7/2. 2 1/3 is going to be 7/3. Ooh, that just happened to have a 7 on top. 5 7/8 is going to be 47/8. Okay, all of these are improper fractions because they represent a mixed number, and the numerator is bigger. The numerator is bigger because 7 is bigger than 3, 7 is bigger than 2, and 47 is bigger than 8. Okay, all right, just a reminder of what a mixed number and an improper fraction are. So when we divide fractions, our key idea here is that when we divide fractions with mixed numbers, both terms have to be in fraction form. So you cannot have mixed numbers when you divide fractions. Okay, so the key idea, to divide fractions and mixed numbers, change the mixed number to an improper fraction. This is something you will definitely want to write down. So basically, anytime that we have mixed numbers, change the mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay, and we know how to convert because we've talked about it already. So let's start with an example. So if I have 2.5 divided by quarter, then I need to follow these steps. Okay, so on the left, I'm going to follow the steps. Step 1 is change any mixed numbers. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do first. Change any mixed numbers that I have. And I notice that I do have the mixed number 2.5, so I need to change 2.5. So 2.5 is a mixed number. To change it to an improper fraction, I multiply the whole number and the denominator. So I do 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, step 2 is I add the numerator to step 1. And the numerator is 1, so I take 4 plus 1, which is 5. And this is my new numerator, so this becomes 5 over something. And step 3 is that the denominator stays the same. Okay, so 5/2. Then I keep the divided by symbol and the 1/2. That 1/4, sorry. So you'll notice that I've done this first step, change any mixed numbers. Done. Now these are both in fraction form. Step 2 is now I keep, change, flip. Okay. So I'm going to start with keep. I'm going to keep 5/2, 5 over 2. I'm going to change the division into multiplication. And I'm going to flip 1/4 so that it's the reciprocal, which is 4 over 1. And then I multiply straight across just like normal. Okay, so 5 times 4 is 20. And 2 times 1 is 2. So 20 over 2. Now, something about this is a good fraction, but this is an improper fraction. Okay, so I can do, over here, I can do 20, which is the numerator, divided by 2. 2 goes into 2 one time. Okay, and then I have nothing left over. 2 goes into 0 0 times, so this is also 10. Okay, that's it.